How's that? Is that better? Can you hear me now? All right. Not sure what happened there. We could go back to the beginning. All right. Good afternoon, traders. Today is, it's March 5th, 2026. My name is Coach Carignan. I'm lead instructor here at the BYOB Trading Room. I want to thank everybody out there, podcast land, digital land, cyberland. Thank you for subscribing, following, and liking my content, leaving kind words. Special shout out to Bob Jordan, John Jordan, Kathy, Sarah, Roasted, Rick Sadler, all for sharing the content. Appreciate that. Love that so much. All right. Helping get the good word out there to the World Wide Web. Love it. Thank you. All right. So we'll take a look at how I made $1,400 today with a 33K account later on. All right. We'll take a look at that. First, let's look at the markets. And let's look at SPY first. All right. On SPY, start on the 10-minute. Okay. You got the sticks and the 3. A lot of daylight in there. That's a good sign for an uptrend. Stakes in the 3 riding up over the 8. And we've got a 10-minute uptrend coming into the close on the 2-hour chart. All right, we've got stakes in the 3 riding and 3 EMA riding underneath the 8. So we got 2-hour downtrend coming into the close. Daily candle. It's an outside day, higher high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap. Under the pink line, that's the all-time high anchored VWAP. Under this gold line, that's the uptrend line. Diagonal support. All right, or resistance if you're underneath it. Okay, we're up in the middle of quadrant 4. Really up at the top of quadrant 4. That's bullish. Okay, here's our April low. That's the origin of our rally, up and over to the right. So we're bullish, but in a dysfunctional downtrend. Okay, because there's a low. We made a lower low. But look at the candles. They're kind of not moving lower. They're moving up or over to the right currently. So there's SPY on the daily chart. Weekly chart, you can see there's the origin, April, up, over to the right. We won't get into a downtrend till we break this low right here, which comes below 650.85 right there, 650.85. Okay, until then, we're in an uptrend, even with a pullback, as long as we don't break 650.85. So there's weekly. We're bullish because we're up at top of quadrant 4. All right, and in an uptrend because we have not made any lower lows. Okay, monthly chart. All right, here's April. There's our low, up, over to the right. Notice nothing coming below the 17. So we're bullish up here because we're in the upper third. All right, and we won't make a low till we get below this red tail down there, which is at it's roughly about 500 right there. Okay, so on the monthly chart, we're still bullish and in an uptrend on SPY. Take a look at QQQ. All right, QQQ, start on the 10-minute uptrend, sticks in the 3, riding over the 8. 10-minute uptrend coming into the close. 2-hour, got the sticks in the 3 underneath the 8 here. Actually, they're right on top of it. Downtrend, weak downtrend, not a lot of daylight there. Notice how they pinched off all the daylight. So a weak 2-hour downtrend on the QQQ. Daily candle is a lower high and a lower low. We closed over a bullish trap, but under the flat 17 and under the all-time high anchored VWAP and over the uptrend line. That's good. That's bullish. We're in the middle of quadrant 4. That's bullish up there in the upper third. All right, but still in a downtrend, dysfunctional downtrend. We're not moving down. See, there's a low. We made a lower low, but notice the candlesticks are not moving south. They're moving up or over to the right. So there's QQQ. Bullish, dysfunctional downtrend right there. Weekly candles up, over to the right. That's a bull flag. That's bullish, still in an uptrend till we take out this low right there that pokes below the 17 EMA. That's QQQ. Monthly chart, still bullish and in an uptrend. Top of quadrant 4, middle of quadrant 4. That's bullish. See all the green dots in an uptrend right there. We won't be in a downtrend on the monthly chart till we take out this low right here. Okay, so I got to take out that low. So there's QQQ on the monthly chart. Take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow on the daily chart. What do we got here? Looks like we got, put the crosshairs on that. All right, well, I'm going to have to look at it. High is 89.03. High is 88.64. Lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap. See the sticks and the 3 riding underneath the 8, underneath a bearish trap, underneath all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, still in quadrant 4. We're bullish. All right, but we got a low and then a high, then a lower low. That's a downtrend. All right, that's actually moving down. Okay, so Diamond Dow, bullish, but currently in a downtrend on the daily candle. Here's the origin of our rally back here in April. We move up and over to the right. Now we're starting to give it up. So there's Diamond Dow. Let's take a look at IWM. All right, IWM, here's the origin of the rally back here in April. We move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up, and over to the right. Bull flag right up there. Okay, so up and over. Price action for today. I'm going to have to look at it. 62.96, 62.33. Lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap. Okay, closing under all-time high anchored VWAP. Still in the middle of quadrant 4, that's bullish. All right, now if we're in a downtrend. Got a low, made a lower low, have not made a higher high, so we're still in a downtrend. So price action still in a downtrend that actually is moving down at this time. So that's IWM on the daily candle. That is bullish, but in a downtrend. Let's take a look at Stinker. Stinker, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap, over flat 17, under all-time high anchored VWAP, under all-time low anchored VWAP, under midpoint, that's the dotted line right there. Still in a downtrend, not in the lower third, not in the upper third, so that's neutral. Okay, got to take out that high in order to make an uptrend. Currently in a downtrend, a dysfunctional downtrend in that price is not moving lower, it is moving up or over to the right. So there's FNGU, neutral and dysfunctional downtrend. Okay, let's take a look at silver and gold. Silver today is, high there is 77, high there is 76. A lower high, lower low, closing underneath, bearish trap underneath, flat 17 underneath, all-time high anchored VWAP, and not in the upper third, so it's neutral. And we got a low, we got a high, we got a lower low, and in a downtrend. Neutral and in a downtrend. Dysfunctional downtrend, price moving to the right more than it is moving down. That's silver on the daily candle. Gold. Gold is, that's lower high, lower low, closing underneath, bearish cross, on top of all-time high anchored VWAP, in the middle of quadrant 4. Okay, so that's bullish up there. We got a low, we got a higher high, so we're still in an uptrend. All right, so price action is still in an uptrend. It's not moving up, dysfunctional uptrend. Okay, price candles are moving either down or to the right rather than moving up. So gold, bullish in the dysfunctional uptrend. All right, that's gold. Let's take a look at USO. Wow, look at USO. New 6-year high on USO. Higher low, higher high. Over a bullish trap. Over the 17. Over the 12-month high anchored VWAP. New 6-month high on USO. This is Big Daddy right now. Bullish and in an uptrend on USO. All right, let's take a look at UNG. UNG, higher low, higher high, closing over bullish trap, but under flat 17, under 12-month high anchored VWAP. That's a pink line right there. Still in quadrant 1. That's bearish. Okay. And not in a downtrend. Still in a downtrend. Still in a downtrend. Okay. On UNG. Notice they go up. They give it up. This is the all-time low for UNG right here. All right. So on technicals, what do we got here for technicals? T2101. So the market pulled back today and increased participation increased. Not what I wanted to see, all right, but it is what it is. Participation increased on the market, floating lower. Okay, not liking that. All right, that means more and more participants are showing up as prices going lower. T2122, we could not hold the highs. I was so looking forward to price holding the higher ground up here. So they went up, and guess what? They gave it up. And price comes down, makes a series of lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows, only to camp out here in the seller's chop zone. Okay, so that's bearish. We're on the bearish side of the midfield, or the midpoint right there. So I'm not liking that because I'm a bull. But you can see things are starting to fall apart. We'll see if the bull's going to rescue price tomorrow. We'll know. That's T2122. Okay, 15-minute chart. T2123. Did we make a new all-time high? We did not make a new all-time high, but we come up there and tied it this morning. All right, so price action is a low here. We made a lower low, so we're in a downtrend on T2123. We're still up over the rising 200 SMA. That's a bullish environment. Anytime you're over the rising 200, that's bullish on the 15-minute chart. Remember, that is the all-time high. We went up there. Look how close we came to tagging the all-time highs today. Okay, right there, T2123. Okay, so that's still bullish, but in a downtrend because they got a low and they made a lower low right there, T2123. 3-bar chart, same product. Okay, we got April low. Okay, that was the all-time high. We went up, made a new all-time high, pulled back and made a higher low. From the higher low, we rallied back up over that flat 200, consolidated on top, rallied up, and made a new all-time high. Now, if I turn these Fibonacci levels back on, you can see we're up at these highs right here. This is the 1618. That is a reversal area. We'll see where we go. We just double tapped the high today. So we'll see what happens if we're going to rally on and make new highs. We are consolidating up there at those highs. Okay, now if I take this and move it all the way down here to the other low, and you can see we're up here near the 127.2. So anywhere between here and there, we could see a rollover either now or anytime soon here for T2123 3-bar chart. I'm going to turn this off now. Edit. Going to crank it back down. Okay. So this is up over the 200 SMA. It's up there at the highs, quadrant 4. Still bullish, still in an uptrend. All right, for T2123. Stinker on the 15. Stinker does a low, makes a lower low. Do they make a higher high? No. All right, so they're in a downtrend, but they're up over the look like a hooking 200 SMA. So that's bullish. They still haven't made any higher highs, but they are in an uptrend on the 15-minute. No, they're in a downtrend on the 15-minute chart because they got a high, they made a low, they made a lower low, and we have not made a higher high. So currently FNGU in a downtrend, but over the 200 SMA, under the all-time high at VWAP. All right, let's take a look at the market, see how I made some money today. We'll take a look at this right here, and we'll put on the chart, and we'll put on the trading. Okay, and We'll show the first one, okay? So let's get the 10-minute chart out. All right, and we'll start with SPY. All right, so you can see a little 10-minute kind of flaky 10-minute downtrend. Looking like they're going to pinch it off right there. Looking like they're going to pinch it off right there. And they still keep fluttering down. Okay, so there's price action. Looking like it's getting pinched there. A little more there, a little more there, and then it comes down here. And then we rally off of this area for a 10-minute uptrend. So I bought puts. All right, once price broke below the low. Okay, once we broke below the low, that would be red erases green underneath this pre-market low right there. Red erases green. Okay, so buying puts right below the low. So in the puts, you can see I made 403 on those. Again, buying the puts. As price dips lower, I sell into strength. Buying the puts. As price dips lower, I sell into strength. Okay, it's strength when the option goes up, all right, but weakness when the underlying security comes down, okay? But when this security comes down, the value of the put goes higher. So you can see I'm selling into strength. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's the way it works, all right? Some more puts, 675, bottom low, sold them into strength right there. Same thing again, puts again. Bottom low, sold them into strength, sell them into strength, sell them into strength, again, sold them into strength, and got out. Okay, calls, had some calls on this rally up, sold into strength up there. Again, bought the dip and sold into strength right there, and then got out clean. All right, puts again. Again, you can see price actions coming down, buy some puts, buy some more puts, sell into strength as price comes down. Again, reload, sell into strength, reload, sell into strength, and again, sell into strength before price goes higher. Okay, so there's 669 strike puts. IWM puts. All right, I had one of these left over, so I took some profit on those, bought some more, and as price comes down, I'm selling into strength. Reloading on the pullback right there. Reloading on the pullback, selling into strength. Made 352 there. 60, made some more puts. Again, price comes down, buy the puts. As price dips lower, sell them for profit. Again, reload, and then sell them again for profit on the same one. Now on these, you got to remember, like on, this is a 670 SPY put. All right, that's one DTE, okay? On these 0 DTEs, okay, these all go to 0, even though they go up as high as 20 cents, 30 cents, even $1, okay? If they're not in the money by closing time, they all go to 0, okay? So I have 10 of these 665 puts for tomorrow, SPY. I have one 617 call, made some money on that one. Again, bought the low, sold the high, bought the low, sold the high. I got one of these QQQ calls, 617 strike, definitely out of the money. 665 puts, SPY, 10 of those, definitely out of the money. Okay, then we got call spread. Okay, 8 DTE, 8 days till expiration, call spread. I had a chance to take some profit on that. I did not. I think we're going lower. I think we're going to go down to QQQ's going down to 600. That's what I think. So we'll see what happens there. That is a call spread on SPY for price. Yeah, call spread. Bearish call spread. So I think price comes down to 670, even lower than that. Look at where we came yesterday. I'm looking for price to come lower. Now notice they did not make a lower low. Okay, we failed to make the higher high right here, and we did not make the lower low. So listen, traders, tomorrow. All right, we'll see what happens, but more than likely put these trend lines in All right, and then I'll bet you there's a large possibility that price ping pongs between these two lines all day tomorrow. All right, we'll see what happens. Tomorrow is important day. It is employment situation comes out tomorrow. So have your wits about you this morning. Make sure you're hedged. All right, so that you're not going to lose money. But the employment situation's coming out tomorrow at 8:30. That is a market mover, believe it or not. All right, so that's it for me for today. Made 102 on little put spread. Sold 4, bought 3. All right, and made some money on selling one of those puts out there. So that is a bear put spread right there on 15 days till expiration. All right, any questions for today? If not, we're going to hang it up. Wish everybody a nice day, nice evening. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you made some money on that 10-minute downtrend right there. Thank you, traders. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.